So quickly on communication, that 5-to-1 rule, it takes 5 positives to overcome 1 negative. So there's 2 things we're going to do. We're going to reward process orientation and be positive. And so when you have a negative statement to your kid, you have to do 5 positive ones to overcome that. Same thing goes on in our own head. If we think poorly about ourselves and our performance or something, you have to have 5 good thoughts. That's what I think with everybody, like people, a lot of people who know me will say, oh, you don't really say negative things to people. You've been around me, like you probably haven't ever heard me say anything negative to a kid out there, really. I just don't do it. I don't say it to really anybody because like I think I'm lazy in a way. I don't want to go have to, Gerald, I don't like that jacket. I do, of course, but like then I have to say 5 compliments. I don't want to. That's lazy. I don't want to have to go make that up. You know what I mean? So if I don't like Gerald's jacket, I just keep it to myself. And if he said, if I like that kid with the thing, if he said, "Do you like this jacket?" If I didn't, I'd say, that looks like it's really warm.
Or it looks great on you. So.
Yeah. So just be mindful of that, and then. In golf or anything in life, always tell your kids and yourself what you want to do, not what you don't want to do. Because if you say, don't hit that ball in the lake, your brain gets a picture of it and that ball goes right into the lake. You just visualized it. Say, hit the ball on the green. I was working with a baseball player, and you can cast in golf or baseball where you're getting handsy. And he's like, I'm having trouble with my swing. And he's a college baseball player. I said, what's going on? He's like, I'm casting, I can't stop. And I said, what are you supposed to be doing? He said, keeping my hands inside the ball, leading with my hips before my hands. I said, well, think about hips before hands, hands inside the ball. Think about that for your kid if you You might be better at baseball than you think because it's got a whole lot to do with golf. There's a lot of similar terminology in those swings. So you may be actually excellent at it. But think about, instruct what to do, not what not to do. Does that make sense? Be positive, and then listen. Parents like to lecture, teachers like to lecture. A good salesperson asks 6 questions for every statement. And I think in life, that's a good rule for your kids, asking questions and asking those right questions. Was it fun? Where did you learn? How much effort did you give? But listen and just take time with your kids and just spend time and listen and observe. You have an intuition about your child. Dr. Spock wrote this book. I always think about the Star Trek guy or something, but I think that's the guy's name who wrote the book. I don't know, back in the 50s or something, somebody wrote a book. And it was called, I don't know, but the big statement was, you know more than you think you do. But we all have this intuition. Trust your gut, trust your intuition, observe, listen, and see what's going on. Usually, like parents will tell me far more than I can ever figure out with their kids. So again, to summarize, be positive, that 5-to-1 rule, I believe in you. And then redefine winning. The way you make a winner is you define winning as doing your best in preparation and in execution. If they prepared their hardest and they played their hardest and didn't give up, then they won. That's what Coach Wooden would say. Not did you win today. Improvement, that is a little outcome oriented. We can do it. So you reward effort, strategy, focus, persistence, technique, not outcome. So again, Neil, just real quick, thinking about that, again, that young lady putting, if you were going to look at the effort, strategy, focus, persistence, and technique, what are some things that you could be looking for her to shape her process?
Well, next time I see it, where will hands be on the club? Will they be on the old grip or the new one we showed?
That's technique.
So really, I'm looking first. At that point, I'll know at least something's.
Absolutely. And you asked her about persistence. You said, did you practice putting? How much did you practice putting? And she said, no. I can see Neil was not negative, but he did not reinforce that. I can't remember what he said, but he handled it well. But sort of like, well, if you want to get better, that's like growth mindset, you're going to have to get out there and then focus. While we were with her, Neil said, hey, focus. Do you remember telling her to focus? Oh. Her mind was drifting. She got a magic marker on nail or quit listening to him. She's gonna drive you crazy. And then effort, that's probably more in that persistence.
Yeah, just next time is some resemblance of what we mean in there. Because I think what happens is you might say, X amount of things, and let's call that 100%. And if they come back and they're 50% remembering of what's said, I find I can remember most of the other stuff already straight away. So if they're 50% there, that's to me improvement. I'm really pleased.
It's wonderful.
And so, you hope that you see, it's very rare in a lesson you actually get to take off exactly where you left off. Usually you're taking off somewhere in between. So the best swings or the finishing swings of a particular lesson is not where you just add on at that point. It's always somewhere between, or you hope it's somewhere between where they started and where they finished, because that way you at least can add from that point forward.
Well, you've worked with so many kids, and that's putting realistic expectations, and that's a pretty cool thing, because it does. We want to be like Jeff Schaefer, right? And give them 3 weeks to get that P to their mouth, and know that each session there's going to be some regress. And doing that takes a great deal of patience. So old people, I always ask them, like, what's the most important thing you learn in life? You see somebody's like 80, they always say patience. You're like, oh, it's a pain. I don't want to learn patience. That's painful. So being patient and reinforcing. So I'm going to open up, if anybody needs to go, but let's open it up for, y'all are very intelligent people. Let's open it up for some thoughts or questions, comments or questions from you all.